to your chakra reading for January. I hope your friends are doing great out there. Welcome back, all subscribers, and anyone new, welcome, welcome. Okay, guys, let's see what's going on with your chakras. Getting straight into this. This is not just for the month. This is for the present now. If you're watching this now, it is your reading. Okay, here we go. Release. It is time to release anything that is holding you back. It is time to release the pains, the problems, the people, things from the past that may be holding you back within thought or moving forward. So this allows you to move forward in the areas that you need to move forward in. We're talking about the Earth Star chakra over here, which then releases all of the intuition and all the things and communications that you need to be able to move on, and really opening up that heart chakra within yourself, and then allowing your intentions to really flow for yourself as you are moving and really transitioning. That Earth Star chakra is located about 6 inches away from the root chakra, going straight into the earth. This is where it's grounding you. It's showing you all the things, the real grounding, the real truths of the situation, allowing you to really be stabilized where you are and knowing your truths to situations and allowing great manifestations to come through. Okay, so let's see what's going on over here. This is talking about empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of the situation. This is where your empathy really comes through, not just for yourself, but for other people as well, or vice versa. Right, and this is talking about that root chakra. This is talking about that root chakra. So you're going straight from the Earth Star chakra straight to the root chakra as they are combining each other. And then, of course, really opening up that third eye, saying this is exactly what I can see. I can see clearly what is going on within my life. I can see clearly now that I've released the pains, released the things that are holding me back within my life. So now that you can clearly see, you're going to become a little more empathetic towards situations, towards yourself, so that you can move, right? Really move. And moving in the right direction. Imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. And once again, we're talking about that third eye chakra and going straight into the crown chakra, as things that you imagine are starting to come through, and really being able to see what is going on, believe what is going on, and then clearly know, right? And knowing that, there is a difference, right? When I embrace and nourish the creative aspects of my mind, you're also opening up that throat chakra as well, which is a part of that creativity within yourself. Your throat chakra is very much becomes intuitive through sound and communication, not only on the outsides, but we're also talking about in the inside of oneself. So as you can see, all the blues coming through and really opening up that heart chakra, which is next to it, saying this is what I am compassionate about. This is what I imagine can happen. Really allowing the manifestations to flow, really releasing so that you know exactly, passionately, where you're going. It's not just bringing in the compassion, but how about the passion? And this is where healing literally begins, talking about that throat chakra again. And of course, once again, that heart chakra really coming through. And this is the things that I love, pulling back the veil, saying, you know what, I can clearly see what's going on. And through my thoughts of what I want, I know what my heart wants. And I know where I can really go. But I have to release things that no longer serve me personally. It doesn't matter what it is. They're holding you back. If it's an ex who's holding you back with love and you can't move forward to find new love, then you have to release that. Doesn't mean you will never love them. Doesn't mean you have to release their love. You have to release the tensions of what that was. There's so many emotions connected to that one love. You need to release that so that you can love again, or you're so connected to the way that they hurt you that you're not allowing yourself to soar to find new love, right? You have to release that and heal that. The mountain goat, allowing all the energies to come through. Now we see all the chakras coming through as you are inspired to what? To walk the mountain, get to where you need to be. There's something out of balance in your life, so whatever you need to do, you need to correct it. This needs correction. This needs healing. This needs to let go, forgive, move on, get to the top of the mountain where you feel like you are the emperor, you are the empress, you are in control. You're the king and the queen of your life, of what you want, of your destiny. Not someone else or some other energy holding you back. See, what's happening is you're allowing energy, when we don't release things, to take control of our lives, of our feelings, of our emotions, of our thoughts. Those, you know, those don't serve you. They do nothing for you. They have control. You no longer have control. So you're going to take the control back. Not allowing those past memories and things that hurt you take control. This is where new ideas, new curiosities, the thirst for knowledge, and new ways of communication become what you need. Putting the mental energy where you need the mental energy. Paying attention to what it is you need. Not paying attention to what was in the past. Not paying attention to how this person did this and that. You know. This is going to bring in a personal transformation for yourself. Do not fear the change. Do not allow the adversaries to win. Right? Release the stormy times. Release those things. Don't talk about them. We don't need to talk about that ex anymore. We don't care anymore. That's what you're going to say. I don't care anymore. You hurt me. I'm going to move past it. I'm going to become stronger. I'm going to learn. I know where I'm going. I'm not going to dwell on that anymore. And releasing is no longer dwelling in the past, no longer dwelling on the situation. Releasing that and talking about something new, something fresh, some great idea. Yes, new beginnings. Not punishing yourself anymore. Actually, you're kind of punishing yourself too when you think about it. It is kind of your own punishment because, see, they punished you by hurting you, and now you're going to allow yourself to continue to be punished by holding on to that energy. Because every time you think about what they did to you, it makes you mad, it makes you sad, it gets your mixed emotions, it pisses you off, it hurts, it makes you cry. Why? We have to ask ourselves, why do we punish ourselves? I need to move on from this. I do not need to think about what happened 20 years ago. I do not need to worry about what he did to me 5 months ago. I do not even want to care what he did to me 2 weeks ago, because I'm going to say, you're this, you're that, whatever, and move on. But you're going to take your power back by saying, I don't deserve this. This is where the empathy is going to come in for yourself. I don't deserve that. I'm going to move on from that. So releasing any limiting thoughts that you had, about anything that was toxic. Removing yourself from those thoughts, those memories, right? You don't always forget, but you forgive. But I will tell you one thing. If you dwell in that place, you're never moving. You will always be stuck. You will always be in the what if, I could have, would have, should have, what if, I would have done this, would I would have done that, why did he do this, why did she do that, and then talking about it all the time with people. Oh yeah, well, you should know my ex did this and that and that and this. Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about the new possibilities of what I want now. Instead of always talking and bringing them up and all the bad things up all the time that's happened within your life, we're going to talk about the new creative things that we want in our life. Making this, turning this differently, turning this around, using that imagination. The imagination is the creativity of the things that I want. Now, I don't want to talk about that Sagittarius or that Capricorn. I will tell you, though, what I do want. I want some real love, real compassion. I want to make new choices. I want to be strong. I want to open up my heart chakra and get the things that I really want. So instead of talking about what Ted or Nancy did or whatever, we're going to talk about the new love that I want. I want someone to love me, snuggle me, do this and that. We're going to do this. We're going to go traveling. I want someone to travel with. Instead of saying, oh, no, because Ted never wanted to travel. Oh, no, he ain't a snuggler. Oh, he's evil. And he blah, 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 blah. And I hear it all over the place. Not saying that you're doing it personally, but for those of you who are, we're talking about releasing those things. And we also talk about the things that caused us towers, even if it wasn't a person, and holding tight to those. One way or another, we all do it. And we have to stop. We have to stop. We have to move on. Why? Because we don't want to hold ourselves into a condition of what, like I said, coulda, shoulda, woulda. This happened to me. And everything that comes out is negative. What about the positivities? What about the imagination? What about what I want instead of what I had? What's holding me back? There are good stories and there are bad stories. But when the bad stories become the only story, that's when we have a problem. We're allowed to talk about the past. We can talk about those things, but when it becomes an obsessive desire to keep you in place of only this area of your life, and it allows you not to want to do something and hold you back from love, from this, from that, or growth, we have a problem. And if it's the only story that you're telling, there's a problem. Because now the universe is saying, what about the things you really truly want in life? What about the future? What about what it is you truly want? There is nothing wrong with talking about your future. And in fact, talking about your future is what I want you to do. Because I want you to release all of those other things. I want you to learn what you need to learn from the past. Yes. Learn what you need to learn from the past so that you can have the willpower and bring in new opportunities of growth. You learn from the past. We all learned something from the past. So instead of dwelling in that area, we need to move on from that area and say, I learned from Steve that this is the type of person I don't want to deal with again. I learned from them that the next time that I'm with someone and they start showing me these signs, I am moving on because I've learned that this is not what I want. I've learned that if a boss wants to be too bossy, put me down, do bad things to me, I'm not staying around anymore for the money because I realize there's better opportunities out there. So holding myself into a job that I hate, it makes me want to feel sick every time I go in there. I don't have to have that. I've learned this is what I'm not going to deal with. This is not good for me. I release it so that the universe can bring me something that's good for me. Even if it takes 2 or 3 times, it's okay. Because maybe it feels like I didn't 100% learn just yet. So there could be these moments where it's like, man, and that job sucked, and that job sucked, and that job. Oh, finally I got this awesome job. But it's a part of the growth system. Did you learn? Sometimes we have tests that we have to go through. So they may even throw you another Steve. Did you learn to get away from them? You know that they drink too much, and when they do so, they become violent, nasty. Are you going to deal with that again? Or are you going to try to find something different? Right? So sometimes they even test us through these things. And we can see that here between the Ace of Wands and the Tower over here, that there could be a lot of tests. What are you learning from the situation? It says you're going to be the mountain goat. You are definitely going to be the mountain goat. Release what doesn't serve you and start planning the progress for what makes you happy. Leaving the situation behind and really looking out there and saying, this is what I want. Not talking about what I don't want. Why are you law on attracting things you don't want? Guys, I'm going to tell you right now, law on attracting things you don't want will come faster than what you do want. I will guarantee you that. And I know that because it's happened to me. Why do these things always happen to me? It's because Spirit always wants to bring up things that always happen to me. I guess that's why I'm here, is to tell you these things. In fact, I'm not going to tell you what it was that I didn't want because I don't even want to mention it because then it'll probably happen. I think I did that once before in my reading and then it actually happened. I was like, God, I mean, just even saying it, you know, thinking it. So I'm not even thinking, I don't even want to talk about it, right? Because I'm going to tell you right now, negative energy for some reason flows really fast versus positive energy. And I think it's because imbalance is so easy to do. It's actually harder to get balance than it is to be imbalanced, right? I think we all learned that as being human beings. So giving and sharing is what we really want to talk about. And giving and sharing over here is talking about giving and sharing to yourself. Making sure that you are actually, giving what you need that is positive to yourself. Sharing your ideas. Look at that, right? Cutting through the bullshit of what you don't want. Becoming independent for what you do want. Making boundaries for what is good for you. Clearing your mind. Being perceptive of what energy you're putting out to the universe. And what it is you want to give back to yourself. Are you taking from yourself or are you giving to yourself? Well, until you release it, you're taking. We all have things that we have to release. Every one of us, one way or another. And it takes sometimes years to get past things. I mean, some are holding on to childhood grudges, childhood traumas, childhood things. But we have to move on to those things and say, you know what, I'm going to be strong. I have a life to live, and I'm going to be victorious over this. I can't just sit over here and think about the traumas that have happened because it's not getting me anywhere. It's really not, right? You don't want to avoid the conflict, though, either, guys. Do not avoid the conflict within yourself. You're going to release it through healing. I'm not telling you to just throw it back, into your heart-shaped box and, lock it up and throw away the key and pretend it didn't exist. No, there's healing that has to be done. Real healing. That way it doesn't affect you like it did before. That way if it comes up, you're not like shattered. Real healing says that if it comes up, if this conflict comes around, or this subject comes up from a family member or something, you could be, yes, you're going to have some emotional attachment to it, but it's not going to shatter you. It's not going to put you into a depression mode. It's not going to, you see what I'm saying? Because you've come to the idea that these are cycle changes. This is what happens in life. And you're also going to come to the awareness you're not the only one on the planet that has these issues. So there's no victim mentality going with the situation. There's no shattered, oh my God, don't ever talk about that again. Because if you're saying don't ever talk about that again, then you're saying you're not healed. And that is exactly what it is. You're going to give back the self-love to yourself where disharmony has destroyed you. You're going to pick up the pace, right? And you're going to re-heal. See, this is a healing card. Where you're not healed, you're going to heal. You're going to say this is a part of life process. We all have horrible things that happen to us. Terrible thing. Just terrible. But we have to maintain strength and we have to pull through because it's a part of life. Whether we like it or not, people are going to hurt us. People are going to die and leave us behind. But that doesn't mean you're really left behind. You feel like you're left behind at this time. But when the healing comes in, you'll realize there's a beautiful world full of people. I know a lot of people look at people and are like, we don't live in a world of beautiful people. There's a lot of shitty people. But stop saying that too, because that's not true. I've met so many beautiful people. It is not true. Yes, there is a 50-50 division of bad people versus good people. But you'll never really know that if you're just trapping yourself inside your house and keep telling yourself everybody's the devil. No, because that gives you lack of faith, lack of hope, insecurities, no self-trust within yourself to move past this. You're going to make sure, and you're disconnecting from not only the world itself of what's good, you're also disconnected from your soul, and definitely your soul, from yourself. So you definitely need the healing so that you can become the superstar. You are a superstar. Everybody here is a superstar. We just need to learn how to maintain, how to get back to the happiness and the inner happiness, and how to get what we need in life. Really travel that road. There's so much support. And even when you feel like there's no human support, remind you, there is a team of divine angels that surround you, spirit that surrounds you to help you pick up. Your soul wants you to pick up the pace. Right? So it's, you see the point? Yes. So by releasing, we are allowing so much more into our life. we will change. And as our energy changes, you will realize you are the mountain goat, my friends, and every one of you are a mountain goat. Every one of us are. It's just how we perceive things, how we're healing, how we're releasing. What are you doing? The world could understand how much power they actually have within themselves. We wouldn't have these issues, but because we're human, everything's a karmic test because we're karmic beings. Your soul is testing you with everything. It wants the knowledge of what would happen if I didn't have love? What would happen if I did this? Because these are things I can't do on the other side. So it comes down into this little bag called your body, this little avatar, and it makes all these little things go around, right? Know thyself. It is the most important task you have. Yes, absolutely. When you tap in, when you release, you will know yourself. Right now you can say, I already know myself. Not if you're not healed. Yeah, I'll tell you what you know. You know sadness. You know you ain't moving. You're not on the right path. And you're not going where you're supposed to go. I know this. Been there, done that. Right? Oh, the harsh truths of life. It's always harsh. Why is it always got to be so mean? Right? Avoid hateful thoughts. There you go. Avoid hateful thoughts as they are just as hurtful as physical striking someone. Don't hate yourself and don't hate others. Hating others is not a part of the healing process because we have to forgive. We have to forgive them to move on because otherwise, if we don't forgive them, you have to forgive yourself for being and allowing yourself to be in this situation or to think about these things forever. Then you have to forgive them for them being human. They're human. Sorry. I don't care if they look like this or not. They're still human. They don't know exactly. Some know exactly what they're doing, and some don't really understand what the hell they're doing, and they don't realize the pain they put out for other people. So you have 3 different kinds of groups there. But it doesn't matter. That's not the point. Spirit don't care about any of that. You forgive them. Forgive yourself for allowing all of this to happen, or whatever the situation is, and then move forward. And if it was an addiction that you guys had, and you just release, you know what I mean? Try your hardest to release it. Try to heal. You know, everybody has their own stories. You know what it is. But you are the mountain goat. You can do things. You are so powerful. I wish that people could understand how much power they really have. It's crazy because even though I know that I have this kind of power, I still get stuck in my head. Why? If I know these things, why the hell am I not 100% a mountain goat? Because I'm human. So I have to say these, and then when I read them to you, it reminds myself, oh my God, I need to do that too. And we'll be doing it until we die. Because you'll remember one thing at one time, and then you'll turn around and do the same damn thing again. So then you have to redo this situation all over again. Because that's the way things work. You remember, then you forget. Because then something really hurtful comes up, and then you want to talk about it, and then next thing you know, you're like, oh God, here we go again. Start for the healing. Absolutely. This will cause a cycle change within yourself. This is going to end that cycle, bringing in something beautiful, new, right? Fresh. You got the Fool here, and it's showing the Fool coming through, and here's the Fool. It says you have the new beginning. Make the cycle change. If you're not happy, change the cycle. You have the abilities to change the cycles. You do not have to be somewhere you do not want to be. You have the strength and the tools within yourself to make the rewards come through. Rewarding yourself by doing such things, it brings in the Ace of Cups and sitting right next to each other. It's like, cut through the bullshit and get your life back. You are the priest. You are the queen. You are the queen. You are the king. Yeah, thank you. Oh my gosh. Both cards falling out. You are the queen. You are the king. Absolutely. And there's better things for you. You'd be surprised what commitments are actually out there. As long as you're committing yourself and keeping your faith within yourself and doing exactly what you need. Guys, there's no such thing as never or can't. Because according to your chakras, the sacral chakra tells you, I want it, And the solar plexus says you can do it. And the heart chakra says you can have it. Oh, what? Yeah. Okay, my friends. Beautiful reading. Until next time. Peace and love. Bye-bye.